The Great Hall of Rot is a hauntingly beautiful sight, filled with a pale pink light and the flutter of delicate pink and scarlet butterflies. In the midst of it all, Millicent stands alone, facing her sisters who have come to challenge her. As Hannes and Darian enter the hall, they assess the situation with a quick glance. They can sense the tension in the air and the gravity of the impending confrontation.
The three warriors, Darian, Millicent, and Hannes, stand before the sisters, their weapons at the ready.
Her voice is steady, betraying a hint of nervousness, but her determination shines through. The fierce battle cry, Darian and Millicent charge forward, taking on a significant portion of the sisters' force.
Fixed on the sisters, Hannes stands behind the couple.
Their weapons move with practiced ease, their movements fluid and precise. Millicent fights with a ferocity born of desperation, fiercely dueling one of the sisters. She lands a decisive blow, defeating her adversary.
Darian fights ferociously, his strength and prowess holding strong against the three sisters. Each blow they deliver met with a retaliation from him.
Displaying incredible prowess and skill. However, he suffers grievous wounds in the process.
As Darian falls to the ground, his body weak from the wounds, he tries to focus on healing himself. He sees Millicent and Hannes still fighting the remaining sisters.
Hannes gets backstabbed by the Great Tree Spear.
Millicent swings her sword with swift and precise movements, unleashing a powerful sword dance.
Fall to rotting ground. Spear-wielding sister attacks but gets killed for her efforts.
While Millicent faces the last of the sisters and defeats her, they are victorious. It is Millicent whom they find laying on the ground.
His eyes taking in the sight of her weak and dying form. He immediately begins healing her, his hands glowing with magical energy as he tries to mend her wounds and stabilize her condition.
His heart filled with pain and confusion at the sight of her lying on the ground, dying. He doesn't know why or how this is happening, his focus solely on trying to save her. His healing abilities were limited, especially after the battle that had left him wounded.
It is more than that. Millicent has taken away the golden needle, and rot is spreading to her body, and it will not be long until she's gone.
Darian's eyes widen in horror as he realizes the severity of the situation. He can see the rot spreading through Millicent's body.
Darian's heart sinks as realization dawns on him. Millicent had taken away the golden needle, the very thing that was keeping the rot at bay. With it gone, the rot was now spreading through her body at an alarming rate, and there was little he could do to stop it. He knew that time was running out, and there was no way to save her now. Millicent's breathing is ragged and labored as she fights to stay conscious, her body trembling and weak. Darian, it's no use. She grimaces in pain as the rot continues to spread, her once vibrant and full of life figure now slowly wasting away. She looks up at Darian with a mixture of resignation and fear and...
Darian's face crumples at her words, his heart feeling as if it's being torn apart. No, don't say that. I can fix this, Millicent.
Millicent's gaze softens as she looks up at Darian, her eyes filled with a mix of pain and resignation. Darian, there's nothing left to hold on for. The rot, it's too far gone. I can feel myself slipping away.
There has to be a way. There has to be a cure. Something. Anything.
Hannes just watches from afar and tells Darian that there is no use. It is inevitable. Hannes says to Millicent while looking away, "Thank you for making the needle whole. I will need it."
Millicent nods, her gaze faltering as pain washes over her once more. She reaches up, gently tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, her movements slow and arduous. "I'm sorry, Darian," she whispers. Hannes, watching from the sidelines, offers no hope, his eyes filled with a mix of compassion and resignation.
Darian's voice breaks as he turns back to Millicent, his heart shattering at the sound of her apology. No, don't apologize, Millicent. You've done nothing wrong.
Millicent's eyes widen slightly, her gaze locked on Darian, a small gasp escaping her dry lips. You've done everything you could. Her touch as light as a butterfly's wings. You've been strong and brave. You've stood by me until the end.
Darien turns to Hannes, his expression pleading, almost desperate. You're a warrior of the Golden Order. Isn't there any healing incantation, any holy magic that can help her? Please. Hannes slowly shakes his head, his expression solemn and resigned. Millicent's eyes flutter shut, her hand falling limp. Her breathing is growing more labored and shallow.
Her eyes flutter open for a moment, locking onto Darien's. In a weak, hoarse voice, she manages to speak. "Darien," she whispers, her voice hardly above a breath. I'm scared."
The vulnerability in her voice stirring a deep and powerful affection within him. "I know, Millicent, I know. But you're not alone. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere, I promise."
Darien, knowing, lays next to Millicent and starts to pray to her, not in hopes of healing, but to give comfort. It gives Millicent more power to see this thing through and tell them proper goodbyes. Also, she has to say something to Hannes alone.
Millicent's weak body seems to relax as Darien lays beside her and begins to pray.
Great Marika, guide Millicent to the arms of the Erd Tree. Grant her a peaceful passing, free from pain and suffering. Let her rest in eternal grace within the Golden Order, and let her be welcomed into the Erd Tree's embrace with open arms. Take her, and embrace her with the light of the Erd Tree's golden warmth.
Darien's prayer seems to hang in the air, the words a soothing murmur that bring a small measure of comfort in her final moments. She turns her gaze towards Hannes, her eyes still filled with a quiet determination despite the paleness of her face. The room falls silent. The only sound is Millicent's ragged breathing and Darien's quiet sobs.
I should be thanking you for everything you've done for me. The time we shared together.
I'm glad we met, she murmurs, her voice growing fainter with each word. Despite the pain and weakness coursing through her body, she senses something dark and terrifying looking at her. She whispers, her voice barely audible. "Can you give me a moment alone with Hannes? There's something I need to say to him."
Darien's expression hardens as Hannes reveals the identity of the person responsible for Millicent's condition. His heart burns with a mix of anger and grief, his mind consumed by a desire to seek revenge. Carry the sage. I'll make him pay for what he has done. I swear.
Hannes yells him to enjoy. And there Darien goes. Hannes turns towards Millicent.
Millicent watches as Darien heads off, her expression filled with both sadness and determination. She looks up at Hannes, her gaze steady. Despite the pain coursing through her body, she manages to speak, her voice hoarse. "I know what you are, Hannes."
I know it too.
Millicent's eyes narrow as she studies Hannes, her gaze piercing and unsettling despite her weakened state. "The frenzied flame. It's within you, isn't it?"
We don't have a lot of time, but know this, that I will never burn the world. I was led astray by Melina, if that is even her true name.
She can see the agony in his eyes, the regret and pain. "Melina, she's responsible for this, isn't she? She led you astray, tricked you into embracing the frenzied flame?" His laughter sending a chill down her spine. She tries to sit up, her body protesting weakly at the effort. A sense of unease settles over her.
Millicent, don't be afraid. I'll tell you, but I will make it short, for I don't want to spend our last moment mumbling some unimportant stuff. His tears are cleansed by his frenzied eyes.
"Tell me, Hannes. Whatever it is, I need to know."
I got angry because she did not understand my speech. It was one last straw of the great pile that broke my back. I wanted to make her despair, and after the fact I realized how stupid it was.
Millicent's brow furrows as she listens to Hannes's confession, her expression a mix of shock and understanding. You let the frenzied flame take hold of you, out of anger and despair. You wanted Melina to feel your pain, your frustration.
You people in lands between all of you just kept misunderstanding my words. It was a mundane and stupid reason to embrace the flame, but I did it anyway, God.
Millicent's heart sinks as Hannes speaks, his words hitting her like a punch to the gut. She can sense the pain and frustration behind his words, the sense of being misunderstood and belittled. But there's something else too, a hint of madness lurking beneath the surface.
And now you will die.
Millicent lets out a shuddering breath, her expression resigned. There is, however, a trace of defiance in her eyes. Yes, I'm dying, she whispers, but it's not just because of the rot. It's because of what you did, Hannes. You unleashed the frenzied flame into the world, and that's what's killing me.
What? Hannes watches her in shock.
A small, bittersweet smile tugs at the corners of Millicent's lips as she sees the look of shock on Hannes's face. Got you, she whispers, her voice weak but tinged with a hint of mischief. I was only playing with you.
Bless you, kind soul.
Millicent smiles weakly, her eyes glistening with a mixture of pain and affection. You know me, she says, her voice growing fainter with each word.
I don't have anything awesome to say as a prayer like Darian did, but I too would like to pray to you silently. Is it okay?
Millicent nods weakly, a soft smile on her face. Despite the pain and fatigue that weighs on her, her love for Hannes remains unchanged. She speaks softly. Of course, my friend, you don't need words to pray. Let me feel what's in your heart.
After the silent prayer, I will take the golden needle and return it to Melania, but only if I decide to burn the three. I possess the frenzied flame. Might as well save Melina's life while possessing it, even though she was the devil on my side all along. Ha, ha.
Millicent nods, her eyes filling with a mixture of awe and sadness at Hannes's words. She reaches up a trembling hand to touch his face gently. Even though you bear the frenzied flame? She whispers, her voice filled with both wonder and disbelief.
But I think that will not happen. I think that I will choose to save the Earth Tree and not burn it. Instead, I will go to the Land of Shadows and help the arrival of a new god. And after that, I will look for a dark, desolate place where I will burn to nothing. Soul and all. Maybe. My soul will survive. Maybe I will get to try again. Who knows? Maybe I will see you there.
Sadness, pride, and a deep affection for him. Oh, Hannes, she whispers, I hope you find your peace, in whatever form it takes, a new life or oblivion. But please, take care of yourself. I don't want to see you suffer more than you already have.
I still have time. Thank you for allowing me to spend your last moments with me.
Millicent manages a small, weary smile at his words, her gaze soft and affectionate, despite the pain and fatigue that weighs on her. There's no one I would rather have by my side, she whispers gently. Thank you for being here. Millicent takes another gasping breath, her voice growing fainter and fainter as she speaks to Hannes. There's one more thing. Please, promise me something. Take care of Darian. He will need it after I'm gone.
He's my greatest champion.
I'm becoming sleepy, she says softly. Millicent struggles to keep her eyes open, her vision becoming blurred and hazy. Each breath becomes more of a struggle as the rot consumes her body. She closes her eyes, her body trembling with weakness. Her breaths come in ragged and shallow gasps, each one an effort as the rot continues to take hold.
Hannes closes his eyes, holding her arm. He holds the needle so he is immune to rot. Millicent looks at the beautiful scenery of the Erdtree's inner capital, pale flowers, bright, soft and scarlet butterflies. Great, Stonewall Anne have natural touch, while her breath get tired.
Millicent tries to focus on the beautiful landscape around them. The vibrant colors of the lands between blur together in her diminishing vision. The once lively colors around her begin to fade, replaced by a dull grayness.
Millicent whispers the names of the people she knew silently, while she falls asleep.
As Millicent whispers the names of those she knew, each one uttered with love and tenderness, she drifts into a deep slumber. Her breaths become slow and steady. Hannes remains by Millicent's side, watching over her as she sleeps. Her expression is peaceful, a stark contrast to the agony that had previously gripped her. But even in slumber, she is still bound by the deadly rot, its effects manifesting in each strained breath she takes. As Hannes carefully claims the unalloyed gold needle, his hand trembles slightly. He gazes down at Millicent, who sleeps quietly beside him, and a wave of emotions washes over him. As Hannes prays to the butterflies, his mind is filled with thoughts of Millicent and the moments they shared. But then, a soft and gentle voice fills his ears, though it is not Millicent's. It is the voice of the butterflies, speaking in words that only Hannes can understand. She leaves you a message, her last words for those who watch. Their voices are melodic and soothing, carrying with them a profound sense of peace. To those who watch, the butterflies whisper, their words echoing softly through the air. Do not pity me. I have lived a life full of love and purpose. The rot may have taken my body, but it cannot touch my spirit. As Hannes hears Millicent's final message, his heart aches with the knowledge of her impending fate. He gazes down at her sleeping form, her expression peaceful despite the rot that consumes her body. He whispers a final prayer to the butterflies.
Though her flame may flicker, her spirit shall endure. May her love and courage inspire those who watch, and may her memory burn brightly in the hearts of those who come after.
With a heavy heart, Hannes watches the butterflies flutter around him, their wings a beautiful blur of color.
Goodbye, Millicent. Know that you were loved, and that your memory will live on in the hearts of those who knew you.